Hi, this is Kelly from Freebie Finding Mom, and I'm here with my son Ian, and today we are making cookies. And what kind of cookies are we making?
Peanut butter chip.
Very good. We're making chocolate and Reese peanut butter chip cookies. So the reason I'm making these is because not only are they really delicious, they are great DIY gifts to give, especially for the holidays. So we're going to show you how to make them, not just a finished cookie to give, but also using a mason jar. So as many of you probably know, if you've followed Freebie Finding Mom, you know that I love giving mason jar gifts. So thank you, buddy. I love giving mason jar gifts, and this cookie recipe is perfect for that. And so if you're short on time and need a great DIY gift, watch this, because it'll take you just minutes, and it's a very obviously delicious but heartfelt homemade gift that most any gift recipient would love. So without further ado, are you showing everybody your Batman? Sorry, he's trying to show you his Batman tattoo he got. So now we're gonna go ahead and get started making our Reese peanut butter cup. It's not Reese Pieces. Reese peanut butter cup chocolate cookies. And one other thing I want to mention is if you look on the blog, you will find the same recipe with the exception of, instead of using Reese's peanut butter cup or Reese's peanut butter chips, you'll find it with Reese Pieces. And that's essentially what I wanted to use, but unfortunately when I went to the store on Friday, they didn't have them. Thank you, buddy. Okay, thank you. But when I went to the store on Friday, they didn't have the Reese Pieces. So I had to get the peanut butter chips. Okay, so that's why we're making a little bit of a substitution, but I'll still put the link to that full recipe here below the post when we're done taping this video. So anyways, let's get started making our cookies.
Yeah!
Okay, so here we go. We're first, like I said, gonna show you using it as a DIY gift with a mason jar. Let me first say that this is too large of a mason jar. It's a wide mouth mason jar. It's a big one, right? It's gigantic. It doesn't smell like anything. But anyways, yes. What I wanted was a slightly smaller jar for this as a DIY gift, but unfortunately when I went to the craft store on Friday, they didn't have any of the smaller size, so I just had to go with a larger one. So, but you'll get the idea of essentially how to make this recipe a mason jar recipe, and then I'm also going to show you, once you have it as a mason jar, what the gift recipient will do when they've received it, how little work they have to actually do. All right, you ready, Freddie?
Let's cook.
Let's cook. All right.
Let's cook it up.
Let's cook it up. I like your way.
Let's cook it up.
All right, can you see the mason jar? Let's see. I'm using some new equipment today. There we go. There we go. All right, sweetie. So this is our mason jar. We're making a gift. Who do you want to make this gift for?
I don't know.
Let's say one of your teachers. So we're making this gift, let's say, for a teacher, because I love mason jar gifts for pretty much anybody, but especially for teachers and friends. And I really like it for other moms who have kids who they like to cook in the kitchen or bake in the kitchen. It's just a lot of the work is already done for them. So here, what we're gonna do is in here, this is a super simple recipe. We're gonna actually use a cake mix, okay? And so you really just need any box brand of cake mix, and, oops, I'm sorry, sweetie, and peanut butter chips. That's really all now I will say there are some recipes that you don't have to use the cake mix. You can use, your flour, your sugar, your baking soda, all that. And those are actually very pretty from a presentation standpoint when you have flour and sugar and all of them in the mason jar. But look, if we're short on time and we need a great, easy DIY gift, nothing wrong with using a cake mix. And they still turn out incredibly delicious, right? You loved them. Thank you, sweetie. Okay.
And I didn't get any more.
You got plenty last night. You'll get another one. You're my taste tester, right?
I only got 2 last night.
Okay, well 2 was a lot because there are a lot of chocolate in them. Okay, so in here, into our mason jar, we're going to add our cake mix. And like I said, any brand is fine. Right, Ian? And we're going to pour this cake mix, any chocolate cake mix, I should say, is fine. What, sweetie?
Put it into the jar.
You got it, buddy.
It'll dump a little bit. Dumping his truck out.
It's like dumping the truck out, is that what you said?
Like dumping the dirt out.
Like dumping the dirt out. It does kind of
like a
dump
dump truck.
Like a dump truck. All right, sweetie. All right. We have our cake mix in there. Yum. And then, like I said, obviously this jar is far too large of a jar, but you get the idea of all you have to do to make a quick and easy homemade DIY gift. Then what are we gonna do? Add our peanut butter chips.
All right, Mommy, Mama.
Right in. So then we just put our peanut butter chips. You wanna smell them? I love these. These are like my favorite. I know, they smell delicious, don't they?
Yeah.
And then you just put them right on top.
Dumping the other dump truck out.
All right, 2 dump trucks dumped. All right, buddy. So, as you can see, let me talk to them for a second, okay? As you can see, you have your cake, your chocolate cake mix down below, and up here you just have peanut butter chips, and that's it. Put the lid on top, and you have an easy DIY gift for anybody. And to make it even easier, like I said, I will put the lid in this. Again, this is too large of a jar, but they didn't have the size I needed at the store. To make it even easier, on the blog, like I said, I'll put the link. Can you please be quiet for a minute?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll put the link at the bottom of this post, and you'll be able to go to see the full recipe, and you'll be able to print off, I'll show you, the printable gift tags to make it even easier. So like for instance, you can enlarge this, but I just did this quickly last night. This is the gift tag that you'll put on your mason jar, and it tells the gift recipient exactly what they need to do. And so for this recipe, it's so simple. Like I said, it was just your cake mix and it was just some peanut butter chips. Or if you want to substitute, like the actual recipe on the blog says, your Reese PC chips. Thank you, buddy. And all the gift recipient has to do then, thank you, okay. All they have to do is just add 2 eggs and half a cup of vegetable oil, which we're gonna do next, just to show you how quickly and easy your gift recipient will be able to make basically homemade cookies, or semi-homemade anyways, very easily once they receive this gift. All right, thank you, sweetie. All right, let's get making our cookies. You ready, Freddie?
Let's fire it up.
Okay, here we go. So, like I said, these are great DIY gifts for most anybody, especially teachers. I love this for teachers, because if you're giving just like money or a gift card to teachers, and you don't need to get that close. Thank you, sweetie.
Sorry,
Okay,
Mom.
that's okay. Just stand still for a second. I know you're ready to eat them. Okay, but if you just want to give like a gift card or money to them, I always love to make something homemade to accompany the gift card. So I just wanted to show you how to actually make the sorry, can you be quiet for 1 second? Thank you. How to actually make the mason jar, because I'm sure many of you have heard of mason jar recipes and you may not know exactly what that means. So essentially it was chocolate cake mix, Reese peanut butter cup chips, or Reese peanut butter chips, and that was it. Put on your little gift tag, voila. Homemade gift, very easy, quick and easy. And inexpensive, I will say. Now we're gonna actually show you, once the gift recipient gets this mason jar, what they will do with it to make their homemade cookies. All right, now we're ready to make our cookies.
An adventure, put the B10 chips in it.
All right.
And when you put it here,
And the people are watching, okay, so let's make our cookies, okay? All right, so now we're gonna dump our big jar full of cake mix and chips into our bowl, right?
yeah.
By the way, we've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees, or I'm sorry, to 350 degrees. So we're gonna dump this in, right? You wanna help me? Dump in. So this is what your teacher or whoever's gonna get a gift like this will do. Perfect. They'll empty their mason jar. And all they have to do is what?
Stir it up.
Nope, add 2 eggs and half a cup of vegetable oil.
I can get that.
And that's it. Can you please just one moment? Can we do this gently? Okay. 1 egg, and we'll do it very gently, right? There we go, you cracked it. Good job, Ian.
It's gonna turn into chocolate butter stuff. It's like a red.
Here we go, here we go. 2nd egg, 2 eggs.
It's like a river flowing through the chocolate mountain.
It is kind of like a river flowing through a chocolate mountain. That's kind of creative. Okay, good. All right, and then, I make sure that I'm not forgetting to tell you something. Nope, that's it. And then 2 eggs and a half a cup of vegetable oil. You want to go put our oil? I gotta grab the oil. Okay, can you stay
I
here?
want to get on too.
Do you know what the oil is? Okay, I'll be right back when we grab our oil.
It's in there.
Very good. Grab our oil. Now we've got our vegetable oil. So your gift recipient dumped their mason jar in. They added 2 eggs, and we're gonna half a cup of vegetable oil. And that is it. Right. Bombs away. There we go.
Now it's making it. Oh. Now it's like a volcano blasting through the air.
It is kind of like a volcano, isn't it? All right, so Ian, you tell me, did you like these cookies last night or not really?
I did.
You did, I know. Okay, thank you, buddy. Okay, thank you. All right, sweetie, I'm trying to stir these, okay? Now, if you're just joined, let's tell everybody, what if they just joined us? We have to tell them what we're doing, right? If you just joined us, we are making what kind of cookies? Chocolate Reese peanut butter chip cookies. And we showed you at the beginning how to make them a mason jar gift first too, right?
Right, guys? Mama.
Can you please go away? You're being loud. Okay? Okay, you can stay, but you have to please be quiet, okay? Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so what we're mixing together now is we dumped out our mason jar gift. And so now we've just added 2 eggs and half a cup of vegetable oil. And to this, that's it. That's all your gift recipient will need to do is just add their eggs, add their vegetable oil, and then drop them on cookie sheets and bake them for 8 to 10 minutes and at 350 degrees. So like I said, if you didn't know what a mason jar recipe was before, because I'll be honest, at first when I heard of mason jar recipes, I was like, what is a mason jar recipe? My grandma used mason jars, but she used them for like canning and that sort of thing. So, just a minute, honey. For canning and you know, just preserving fruits and predominantly vegetables and meat too. So, thank you, Ian. So with that being said, I thought, what is a mason jar recipe? Well, mason jar recipes are especially great, like I say, for DIY gift giving because they're homemade, you know, it's very thoughtful and they're usually, but not always, but edible gifts. And who doesn't love receiving an edible gift? Okay, thank you. You can stay, sweetie, but just I need you to let me stir, okay? It's really getting thick, so I think I'm just gonna stir it myself, okay? And then we'll drop it. I'll let you lick it, okay? Okay. All right, I think we've got this stirred pretty good. Do you want to smell it? I don't know why, but I love smelling it. It smells amazing, right? Yeah. We've got our chocolate cake mix in.
Yummy.
Okay, so in here we have our, back up please, our chocolate cake mix. We have our 1 bag of Reese peanut butter chips. We have 2 eggs and a half a cup of vegetable oil, and that's it, right?
But that's it.
Thank you, sweetie. Don't talk. All right, let's grab our cookie sheet so we can get our first tray in there. And they only, like I said, bake for 8 to 10 minutes. And like I mentioned before, if you're just joining us, if you're gonna make this as a DIY gift, you can go to Freebie Finding Mom where you'll see the full recipe and make sure that you print off the printable gift tag just to make it easier and just to make the gift look more complete. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and...
Excuse me.
You're excused, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and just, you can drop these by spoonful. I sometimes just like to kind of mold them with my fingers into, you know, kind of a ball. I don't want you to touch these because they're gonna be super gooey.
And sticky.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna, and by the way, if you're curious to know how many cookies this recipe will make, I made this last night because I couldn't remember, and it made about 26 that are about this size, okay? So with that being said, if you just wanna make this recipe as a finished recipe just because you wanna eat them yourself or give the finished product to somebody, thank you, honey. It'll make about 26 of them. Yeah. Right, Ian? We made
Let's fry and cook it up.
We're gonna cook it up. Okay. So, 1 minute, honey. Let me get this first tray done so I can get that in there and show everybody, okay? Okay? And we have some finished ones from last night, so you'll be able to see how they bake up and things.
I'm tired.
Okay. I know, you just wanna try them. And you know, to be honest with you, I don't use cake mixes very often when I make cookies, but it really worked out well, and what a time saver it was last night, you know. And like I said, again, I'm using my fingers because that's just how I do most everything when I cook, but you can obviously just drop them by spoonfuls, you know. I just like to kind of mold them into a little bit of a ball. Thank you, honey.
There's one fall down.
You want to get that chip and eat it?
Uh-huh.
I figured so. I thought you would like that. Okay, so we have our first tray of chips of cookies rolled, ready to go. Let me go ahead and pop those in the oven.
Now, like the legs. Look, Mom.
They look like legs, is that what you said? Okay, let me recap for everybody what we're making and why we're making it, right? Okay, I will finish rolling out these. Okay, can you please not talk for a second? Thank you. Can you stand up? Thank you. All right, so, oh, see, sorry, sweetie, just a minute. It's okay. Sorry, everybody. There we go. Okay, sorry. That was our new little tripod I used. I was going to try to pan up so you could see it better, but I think you probably had a better view before. Okay, so just to recap, if you're just joining us, what we're making here are Reese Pieces cookies. I'm sorry, Reese peanut butter chip cookies because they didn't have the Reese Pieces in store. I'll help you get down. Okay, so like I said, if I'm going to put a link to this recipe in the blog, or in the post, that links back to the blog, and we're going to pop our first tray of cookies into the oven, 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes.